What is the right term for students admitted to the school in previous years, if you are also a student? Do you call them elder students? Say I am a third-year student. I find myself frequently need to refer to some student in their fourth year and fifth year. For example, a student of higher year than me helped me with project. What is the right term to replace those in the quotes? If you guys know Chinese, there is simple term for this purpose, shuizhong or shuijie. However, I seem not able to identify a corresponding term in English. Thanks.
There are often regional names for students of specific years, the most common in the United States being freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior for first, second, third, and fourth year of a four-year program, respectively. For a more general term, I would typically say a more senior student or a more advanced student.
In the United States, we would say the following: freshman, first year; sophomore, second year; junior, third year; senior, fourth year. The following terms work both for high school and college, both of which are typically 4 years. In other English-speaking countries, they would usually just say first year, second year, etc. Even in some American universities, this is becoming more common as fewer students complete their degrees in 4 years as is traditional. Personally, I went to a school where the typical degree took 5 years, so we used the term middler to describe a third-year student, while junior and senior described a fourth and fifth year respectively. Additionally, for simply contrasting two students of different years, you could say lowerclassmen and upperclassmen. The former refers to a first or second year student, while the later refers to a third or fourth year student.
If I were saying that another student helped me with something, I wouldn't consider it important to mention whether that student was of a higher year, a lower year, or the same year. Maybe this could be considered a bit of a cultural difference. If, for some reason, I did consider it important to identify the year of the student who helped me, I'd be more likely to do it by identifying the grade level, e.g. a 10th grader helped me, or by using the terms freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior if those terms are applicable. But I still generally wouldn't emphasize the relationship between that student's year and my own. In a pinch, I could say something like an older student or a more senior student, but those strike me as phrases characteristic of more formal or clinical speech. It's just not something I would include without a strong reason to do so. X years ahead of me. Y years behind me. He is fond of casually dropping the names of his drama school contemporaries. Ewan McGregor, Joseph Fiennes, we would potter next door to see Ralph playing leads at the RSC, and more long-term friends such as Dominic West, whom he knows from his Eton days. Dom was a couple of years ahead of me, Lewis recalls. From The Telegraph. President Obama was 4 years ahead of me at Harvard Law School. Quoted in The Atlantic. That reminds me, Lee Harvey Oswald, a year or two behind me in school, lived in Covington in those days. From The New York Times. Prince Harry had started at Sandhurst in May 2005 and was a year ahead of his older brother. From the Evening Standard. Variant. My favorite Stanford summer was 1979, when a woman engineer in the class ahead of me helped me get a summer job at Chase Manhattan Bank in NYC. Stanford University website.